Pop quiz. What's the very first thing that you do when you're thinking about buying a home? Anybody? You go see a lender. That's the very first thing. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval letter. Stick around. Hey, I'm William Corbett with Port City Living at Keller Williams Realty. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you haven't done so, please consider subscribing. I bring you information about real estate tips and what it's like to live in this great area of Wilmington, North Carolina. So the very first thing that you're going to do when you're thinking about purchasing a home is to go see a lender. That's vital, most important thing. Don't go see a real estate agent. They're not going to help you if you're not pre-approved. We'll talk about that in just 1 second. Now, if you don't have a relationship with a lender and you do have a relationship with a real estate agent, then go talk to them and say, hey, point me in the right direction. We as agents have many people in our back pocket, and lenders are at the top of the list. We have really good ones, and I have a bunch of them myself. And I love them, and they are awesome, and they do wonders for my clients when it comes to getting them approved and helping them in that aspect of the process. So you sit down in front of your lender and you say, Mr. Miss Lender, this is my information. What can we do with it? You want to be as open and honest as you possibly can when it comes to giving them all the information about your income and your debt. And maybe you forgot you have a judgment or collections on your credit report. You need to know those kind of things, or they'll find out, trust me. So what you want to do is be as forthcoming and as honest as you possibly can so that they can approve you for a loan. Now, what is the difference in pre-qual versus pre-approval? Well, in my opinion, pre-qualification is a waste of everybody's time. Absolutely a waste of time. It is me sitting in front of a lender and saying, I make $500,000 a year, I have no debt, how much can I afford? And they're going to look at you and say, based on what you just told me, you can afford this. Mr. Buyer, means absolutely nothing. It's worthless, not even worth the paper it's written on. When you go get an approval, they take it many more steps further than that. They take all this information, they pull your credit, they look to see what your credit score is. Your credit score is going to determine a lot, because one thing, it's going to determine whether you can even get a loan. Second, it's going to determine your possible rate that you may get. Whatever rate you may get is going to determine what your payment's going to be on whatever said mortgage that you're looking to obtain. So there's lots of steps that go into this, and pulling credit is one of them. Also, if you are self-employed, for example, and say you tell the lender you make $500,000 a year, well, when he looks at your tax returns, if you only show that you make $40,000 a year, that's a big difference, and that's not going to get you the purchase price that you thought you were going to get. So it's very important to get pre-approved, because most real estate agents are not going to put you in their car and drive you around town for days or weeks at a time showing you properties if you don't have that approval letter, because pre-qualification means nothing to us. Also, right now, in the way the market is, most people might not even let you in their house to view it without a pre-approval letter, and they're most definitely not even going to entertain your offer without a pre-approval letter. So it's important to talk to a lender first before you even think about purchasing a home, to see what your buying power actually is. The second is to be open and honest with them about your debt and your income, so that they can analyze your situation and tell you exactly what you can afford, and there's no hiccups and no bumps along the way. And third, when that real estate agent puts you in the car, they're confident that they know that this is what you can afford, and the lender has approved you and you are good to go. And when we find that perfect house for you, we can make that offer with that approval letter, and it makes everybody happy. So the takeaway to this is, go find a lender before you think about purchasing and get approved, not pre-qualified. Also, just a reminder that real estate agents do not have access to your financial information. So unless you tell me, I will have no idea how much you make, or how much savings you have, or how much your debt is. So just keep that in mind, okay? Did you find this information helpful? I certainly hope you did. It's not a lot to take in. It's just common sense, basically. Pre-approval, good. Pre-qual, not good. I'm William Corbett with Port City Living at Keller Williams Realty. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, if someone does not have a smile, give them yours.